I'm the Generic Redstone Genius, and this is a Minecraft basketball court. It is a really fun minigame that I've made on multiple servers to play with my friends. You shoot by running up to one of these launchers, and you throw the ball in the net. The ball can be any item. I usually use an item that kind of looks like a basketball. So I'm using red dye. You can also use orange dye. It can be any item, but I think it looks better to get an item that looks like a basketball. You can also get the player head resource pack, which allows for a player to drop their head when they get killed. So then what you can do is you can get a skin that has a basketball for a head, put it on, and have your friends kill you or just shoot yourself, and then you can drop that head and use the basketball head while playing. I think that's a really good idea because it just looks really aesthetically pleasing. When you're going for a shot, your opponent can defend against you by punching you. There is a general rule, however, that you can't spam punch, and your opponent must be going for a shot when they try and punch you. This just prevents the game from you getting the ball here and then just getting punched. So you have to make sure they're actually going for a shot first. You also can't block them. So if your opponent's going for a shot here and you're standing here, you can't just step on it early so they can't get launched. However, you can go on another launcher to try and get in the air and then block them. You can also make shots from all of these angles. It is possible. Some are more difficult than others. That's the easy angle. But if you're trying to go from this angle, it does get a bit harder. It is possible, though. As shown there. So when you change possession, it's either when you miss a shot, so you can miss a shot if your opponent punches you in midair. So if you get punched to the side and miss a shot, your opponent can gain possession. Or you can get knocked out of bounds. So if you're going for a shot, let's say from this one, you can kind of get knocked out of bounds and then be your opponent's possession as well. And if you miss a shot, it's obviously whoever gets the ball first. To start the game, what you need to do is you need to place the ball here. And you go off to the side and you push the button. That's going to launch the ball into the air. And what you need to do is you need to remain outside of the circle until it gets launched. So you'll run up to here and wait outside the circle. And then whoever gets it can go in and try and score. You will take small amounts of damage while playing, so I'd recommend you wear some armor. However, unfortunately, netherite armor cannot be worn, as it has knockback protection. Knockback protection is very useful in general survival gameplay. However, it is not good for this, because it kind of relies on you being able to get knocked out of bounds, and yeah. So, unfortunately, you cannot wear netherite armor. However, I do still recommend you wear some armor. If you can just wear maybe some iron armor and have feather falling, that should suffice. But yeah, just no netherite armor. And before I begin the tutorial, I'd just like to point out that all of these blocks out here is not necessary, it's just purely aesthetic, including these benches here. I just think it kind of looks cool. But yeah. A small change you can make if you like is placing the button here instead of there, and do a little bit of rewiring, which I'll show how to do in the tutorial. So that you can just press the button to start the game here instead of pressing it there. This does save it a bit of repeaters. However, I think it looks a bit messy. It's up to you. I'll show how to do both ways in the tutorial. Before we actually begin building the basketball court, let's quickly take a look at what items we'll need to make it. First, we'll need about 2.5 stacks of outlining blocks for the out of bounds lines in the center circle. This can be any blocks, however I recommend it is something distinct from the main floor block. The main floor block, you'll need 15 stacks, and it can be any block. However, I recommend you use wood, so that matches up nicely with the pressure plates that you use. So if you're using oak, you can use the oak pressure plates, so it's hard to tell the difference between the pressure plates and the floor, and it just makes it look more clean and doesn't stand out as much. You do need 15 stacks, which does seem like quite a bit. However, when you really think about it, it isn't too much, because you only need 4 stacks of logs to make 16 stacks of planks, which is more than enough. However, if that still is a little bit too much, you can just leave the floor as whatever it is beforehand. So if it's just plains, you can just leave the floor as grass, and it'll be fine. It just won't look quite as good, but it'll still be good. It'll still work perfectly fine. You then will need oak stairs if you want to make the bench, or whatever material you want to make the bench out of. You'll need 2 per bench, and since most people will want to do 2 benches if they add it, you'll need 4 stairs, and you'll need some slabs depending on how long you want to make the benches. You'll then need 24 pressure plates, 12 iron bars, and they don't actually have to be iron bars, they can be fences or cobblestone walls. However, I think iron bars look better. They have to be something that's smaller than a block, which is why they have to be fences or walls. You'll need 2 hoppers, 24 repeaters, 25 redstone dust, 28 objects that do not stick to slime blocks. So that can be obsidian, furnaces, blast furnaces, smokers, glazed terracotta. You'll also need 7 slime blocks, 7 sticky pistons, and a button. You'll also need repeaters, more repeaters, depending on how you do the center launcher. If you choose to do it within the center circle, the button within the center circle, you'll only need 1 redstone repeater. However, if you choose to do the button out on the sideline, like outside the sideline, you'll need 13 repeaters more. But yeah, that's about it. So let's get straight into actually building it now. Before we even begin building the basketball court, we first need to find a nice area to build it. This is very difficult as you want like a large flat area, which is pretty hard to come by. More often than not, you will need to terraform the land a little bit. I had to terraform pretty much all of this section so I can build this. It isn't too difficult, but it will take up some time trying to find a nice area. But once you've found that area, you need to also decide, do you want it to be above ground or do you want it to be below ground? So if you want, you can build it like this and have it like level. But it's also, some people might prefer just to build it above the ground, so it's like here. Because that's more efficient because you don't actually need to dig out the area that you're going to place the blocks in. However, I personally think it looks better when you put it in the ground, so we're going to do it like that. You're going to find a middle block, and you're going to mark it with an iron bar. This is like the width side, so like length, width, length. So you're going to mark it with the iron bar for the net, which will be going up later. But then we're going to go 12 blocks to the right and 12 blocks to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. And then we can double check. So it's 12, and then we go 12 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So then what we're going to want to do is go 37 blocks that way and mark the 19th block because that's the center. And we're also going to include this block in the 37. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then this will be the center block to mark. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. And we're also going to count again just to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's good. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and then 37. So we're good. And what we're going to do is we're going to complete the rest of the square using the same measurements, and we're also going to mark out the same points. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to get our nuts in place. To do that, we'll have to grab the hoppers, and we'll go up from this 5 more, so it's already 1, so we need 6 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place on the bottom, like the top 2, place 6 blocks, 3 by 2. Then place the hopper. I like the hopper going into the wood block like that because I think it kind of looks like it's more connected. And then just do the same thing on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you've done that, you've got the nuts ready. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the middle launcher. So to do that, we need to make a decision if we want the button to be here or in the center circle. For here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to that block and dig down 2 blocks until we hit the center. So you can just actually dig out the center block first, which will be this one. And then there. Then what we'll do is we'll put the sticky piston along with the slime block. And we'll place a repeater there and set to 4 ticks. Then we'll place our objects that don't stick to slime blocks here. And we'll continue placing repeaters down this trench, set to 4 ticks. Then when we hit the last block, what we're going to do is place redstone. Oops, not obsidian, redstone. put whatever block. So this can be wood if you want, or whatever your floor block is if you want to, or it can just be grass. And then you'll fill in the black concrete wherever your outlying block is until you reach 2 blocks away from here. Then what you'll do is go 1 block either side, go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you see it's just the 1, 2, then you go 1, 2, third one, then you go 1, 2 again. Then a third time, and then you place the 3 blocks, and you go 1, 2 again. And it's just making your center circle. And once you've done that, you can continue filling into this point. And we can just place the floor block in the center circle. So once we've done this, what we need to do is we need to get the launchers in place. So the first player launcher, the center one, you count out 4 blocks. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to start digging here. So you go down 2 blocks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you do 2 in that direction and 2 in this direction. And then what we'll do is you place redstone at the far blocks. Repeaters here. Set the 4 ticks. We place the sticky piston in the center, slime block. Your non-sticky, like the blocks that don't stick to slime blocks there. Whatever your floor block is. And then you put pressure plates on top. And we'll quickly test it. And I missed, but it does indeed work. I missed again. This is not how it's supposed to go for me, but there we go. But yeah, it does indeed work. So for the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to go to this side of it and count out 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to go here. So like into the main block, and we're going to dig out 3 blocks, 5 blocks. Then we're going to again place redstone here. There's non-sticky, or the blocks that don't stick to slime blocks. Pressure plates. And it does indeed work. Again, I missed. Don't know why. Oops. But yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to continue doing this until you're going to do the same thing on this side. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blocks out. Again, make sure it's 5. And you're just going to do this again on this side. And then you're going to do the same thing that you did here on that side. So if anyone paid close attention to that time lapse, you'll actually notice that I messed up these 2 ones. I placed them in the wrong spot. And honestly, that's kind of common. I think every time I've built them, I've messed it up, like the positioning of one of the launchers at least once. I definitely messed up. I messed up once when I was making the one for the opening bit. But if you do that, just simply place it, break it and replace it. But yeah. So now that we've done this, I just like to say that you have to fill in the rest of it with whatever your floor block is. However, if you want to, you can just kind of like use water to clear out all like the leaves or whatnot, and just leave it like this. It won't be too bad. Because I mean, it looks fine, I guess. However, I think it looks nicer if you put the proper floor blocks in. And this seems like a little bit too daunting of a task to build all of this. You could just build one that was like half court, and then just play like, so if you shoot and then you get like your friend shoots on you and you get possession, then you just have to like clear, so you can't just get the ball immediately and throw it in. But yeah, just like play. You can play half court if you'd like. And you can also leave this like non-filled in if you like, if you want to make your task easier. However, I'm just gonna fill it in. Okay, so I filled in half of it, and I just realized that I forgot earlier on to show how to do the button, this button, if you want strings in like middle court. What you just have to do for that is just put a repeater, 4 ticks, redstone, and then just place your button there. So on this block, it's like kind of similar to the launchers. So if you want, you can just like put like the ball and just have it like set instantly. Yeah, I forgot to show that. So yeah, I did this half, and just to show what you can do here, you can just like kind of like place water buckets to like clear out like the water, I guess. Like, sorry, to clear out like the blocks that are like the grass and whatnot, if there is any. So I think I'm gonna leave like this just so you can get like a little bit of a comparison. So I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it looks fine, I guess. And yeah, that's about it for the tutorial. If you want to do the benches, it is quite simple. It's just you have to grab these. I'm gonna make another bench here. You just grab these and you put you place like a random block. Place the stair like that. Place another random block. Like so. Before I finish off, I'd just like to point out some things. It is possible to score like this, like reverse. It is just a little bit more difficult. Still is possible though. You also could just try and like hit off the backboard when you're shooting. You don't actually have to aim for the hopper. You can just kind of aim for them like the backboard. And one final thing, there is this little trick you can use where if you kind of jump right as you're getting launched, it's a bit hard to perfect. You can get a little bit more height, which is useful if you're getting like punched. Because sometimes if you get enough height and you get punched, you can still manage to get it in. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell even if you get it, but you're jumping as you're getting launched. So it's not right as you run over, it's kind of like now you're jumping. And I might have got a little bit more height, I'm not going to do it this time. So no, I don't think I got more height that time, but it is possible to do. Let's try one more time. There we go. See, I did that time because I landed on top of it. Whereas if I just don't do it, then I wouldn't land on top of it. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's a bit difficult at time, but it is a good technique you can use. But other than that, this is pretty much it. It's a really fun design. I hope you build it. You can build it like in an SMP if you have it with your friends, or you can just build it in the creative world, and yeah, use it there. And you can like host like a server and play with your friends. So yeah, I hope you guys decide to build this. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've been the Generic Redstone Genius, and I'll see you guys in the next one.